Washington was not only an active farmer, but as a member of the gentry, or proper society, he served as a vestryman at the nearby Pohick Church. Kia visited the site to see history up close and take in a unique performance.
Thanks, Acadia. It's so cool that Pohick Church looks a lot like it did 200 years ago when George Washington attended services here. Not only was Washington a member of the church, he actually used his skill as a surveyor to help figure out where the church would be built. Like many wealthy men of the time, he even purchased a pew to help pay for the building. In fact, I'm standing in front of the Washington family's pew.
Shout to Jehovah, all the earth.
Shout in the churches Washington visited, he would have heard psalms. And psalm, it's a word you have to say kind of carefully. It sounds a lot like song, but psalm, P-S-A-L-M, means it's a musical setting of one of the books of Psalms from the Bible.
Jehovah, he is God.
In many cases, people didn't know the melodies. They grew up in the New World, they hadn't been taught the melodies, and so they would line them out, and what lining out involves is one person singing a line, and then everyone else would repeat it back.
However, starting in the northern colonies, special attention was given to religious musical education.
So the singing schools were developed. A singing master was hired to teach some of the basic songs, the rudiments of music, and he would charge a tuition, and the ministers or the clerks of the church would advertise his services, and he would teach songs to whoever would come and want to learn.
Singing this popular 18th century fuging tune called Northfield, students from West Potomac High School make up a modern-day singing school. They sing the multiple choral parts and imitative sections that define a fuging tune. As members of the Colonial Singers, they study history and music. What's the most interesting thing you've learned about being in this choir?
Definitely the history aspect. We'll be working in class and Mr. Johnson will come out and be like, I just learned something on the internet, and he'll share like a fun fact with us, and you just learn new stuff like as you go on.
Through all of the songs that you guys study, is there a particular song that really just sticks out for you?
That's a hard question because so many of the songs, there's so much of a story behind each song and so much to think about, so much to put through. You can get so incredibly involved with each song that it's hard to choose a favorite because they all come to mean a lot to you. They come part of your life.
One of the reasons I started the Colonial Singers was to reach out to the elementary students who are learning the Revolutionary period. And this music and our clothing and our whole presentation plugs into that which they are studying about during the Revolutionary War period. And we hope to give an aspect of this period of time that goes above and beyond the textbook, that might share the music, the dance, and even the life. Each one of these singers has a character that they share a little bit about a colonial teenager in their presentation.